And we are live. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another live stream here on the channel. It's been over a week, I believe, since my last live stream. I could be wrong, but I missed Monday. Monday was Labor Day. I was hanging out with some friends, so I did not have a film stock live show. However, it is Wednesday night / Wednesday evening, meaning I am here now for a live Q&A / hangout. So be sure to drop your questions in the chat. I'll get to as many as I can. Super chat's the way to go to guarantee that I get to your question, comment, concern. And be sure to hit that like button as always. But it's good to be back. It is. I love doing these things, hanging out, just chatting. So what's good, everybody? Let me know how you're doing in the chat. Fire off your questions and let's just dive. Let's get down to business, as they say. Have you watched Why haven't you watched Gran Turismo yet? I thought this was going to be just a question, but no, it's in all caps yelling. I haven't watched it yet just because I have no desire to go to the theater right now, honestly. I'm kind of in the football mode mindset where it's like falls in the air. I went to the theater so much over the summer, and so I don't really want to go unless I really want to go see a movie. So I don't know the next movie I'll see in theaters. The next one I'll guarantee is Saw X. But other than that, I'm not going to see something that will likely be on digital like so soon. And I think Gran Turismo will likely will be. Let's see. What's a TV show you have no intention of ever watching? This is a very timely question because before going live, I literally just uploaded a video called Every TV Show I Have Seen Ranked, and it's a big old tier list, one of the biggest tier lists I've ever done. So make sure to go check that video out after this live if you guys have not yet, which it would make sense you haven't because the video just dropped. But let's see. No intention of ever watching. There's a few network TV shows that were big back in the day. Like I don't really see myself ever watching Lost or Prison Break. I know those were both huge shows at the time, but they're not on my watch list. And I have other TV that I feel is significantly more important to watch than those. Like Lost and Prison Break seem like two shows where you had to be there to really get the full experience with it. Because right now, I don't really see the point in going to watch Lost. I just don't. Now, I could change my mind one day and be like, oh, I have this burning desire to watch it. But right now, I would say Lost and Prison Break are two bigger shows that had huge fandoms at one point. Just have no desire to really watch, no real intention of ever going out and checking them out. So I'd say those two are some of the bigger ones that come to mind, at least off the top of my head. We got a super chat from Extra Movie. I appreciate the super chats. Will you see Expendables 4 or Expendables, as I'm going to call it? Up in the air. Up in the air. I've seen the first three. I watched them this year with no knowledge of there being a fourth later this year at the time of watching them. I was on a Sylvester Stallone kick in like March. I was like watching through a ton of Stallone movies for the first time. And so I was like, I'll watch the Expendables. And then the next night I was like, let's do the second and then the third. They got progressively worse. So I'm not really that excited for the fourth movie. I may go see it and do like a ranking of them if that's something you guys might be interested in seeing. But other than that, I cannot say I'm that excited. I don't really care for the Expendables movies. The first one's the best, and it's not great. So it's like a 50-50 shot. It depends on the week if I've got a lot of stuff going on personally or, we'll see. We'll see. I'll play it by ear. I'm not going to shoot it down entirely. Up in the air is the answer I'll give you. Also, the same name as a George Clooney film. All right. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. And that is the way to go to guarantee I get to your question, comment, concern. Hit that like button. I've seen some of you guys say, drop a like in the chat. And it's true, drop a like. Jedi Connor says, hey, Chris, are you liking Ahsoka so far? And how do you feel about the future Disney Plus shows? Funny you mentioned this, Jedi Connor. Let me take a sip of water. Funny you mentioned this. I am watching the new episode of Ahsoka after this stream. So please do not spoil it in the chat. I know there's probably already spoilers in there, but I'm pretty sure I know what happens at the end of episode 4. I saw a poster from Disney Plus, but it's not like that spoilery to me. I'm not going to really say anything, but you probably know what I'm talking about if you've been watching Ahsoka. I saw a poster Disney Plus posted with something on the poster, and I was like, okay, cool. Then that's probably going to be set up at the end of this episode, and that's totally fine. So I've only seen the first two. Literally the last 2 times I'm going to watch them at 9 right when they drop. Something comes up. I don't know if you guys know, I have a 3 and Out as a channel I have where I talk college football. Football season is in the air right now. Been a little more busy with that, picking up over there. So recording that last night, I didn't watch Ahsoka because it was the same time. And then the week prior, I actually started Teen Wolf with Cam. I have a lot to say about Teen Wolf in the Unusual Cola podcast. Link is down below. Really digging Teen Wolf though. I'm midway through season 2 right now, so I'm close to season 3, which I hear is the best season. But regardless, to answer your question, I know that was real all over the place. Really like the first 2 episodes. I hear 3 and 4 are even better. That's gonna be my double feature tonight after this live stream on a few shorts, and then watch 2 episodes of Ahsoka. Sounds like a fun night to me. I'm all in. I hope that these next 2 are really, really good. If so, I'm even more in. And the future Disney Plus shows, I kind of have to separate that by fandom. MCU, pretty bleak. Star Wars, pretty bright. You got Andor season 2. Maybe another Star Wars series that's going to culminate to lead to the Mandoverse movie with Dave Filoni at the helm. So I think there's a lot to look forward to in the Star Wars Disney Plus show department. Not so much the MCU. I saw they just delayed a bunch of those projects. Loki comes out like a month from today, I'm pretty sure. Loki season 2. But other than that, it's hard to get really excited for a lot. Percy Jackson looks good though. So, I think they're finally trending in the right direction, but with the strike and delays, it's kind of going to be it's hard to read. Like, I feel like here's what's going to happen. They're going to have some banger shows, and then there's going to be a drought of nothing. So, great question here. What are your top 3 Taylor Swift albums? Oh, man. 1989 is number 1 easily for me. I love 1989. I can't wait for 1989 Taylor's version on October. 1989 for sure. This is just in the moment right now. For those who don't know, I used to be dismissive of 2 albums, Evermore and Folklore, and I really have come around on Folklore lately. That's one I've listened to, so I'd say that's in the top 3 right now. And then that other spot can rotate depending on my mood. Depends on the day, really. I mean, it's tough. I like Reputation a lot. I'd say that one right now, but you've got Speak Now, Taylor's version. It could be any album, but those are the 3: 1989, Folklore, and I'll say the other one I listen to the most right now, maybe, I don't know. Really tough. Those 2 are the most listened to right now, though. Super chat from Zach. Shout out Zach. Always killing it with the super chats on the stream. Hope all's well with you. Appreciate you stopping by. Keep watching Burn, Good Will Hunting, Whiplash, The Social Network. Okay. I got to keep The Social Network. I have on a recent rewatch, it really almost was transformative for me, where I was like, this movie is actually in my top 3 favorite movies of all time, maybe my favorite on some days. So Social Network I'm keeping. I think it's the most rewatchable of the 3. Then you've got Whiplash and Good Will Hunting. I think Whiplash is the more rewatchable movie to me, but Good Will Hunting means more to me. So I'm going to watch Good Will Hunting and I guess burn Whiplash. That being said, all 3 of those movies are my top 10 favorite of all time. Brutal question there, Zach. You love to stump me with those, don't you? but fun nonetheless. Don't forget to leave a like. This is true. Ryan says, do not forget to leave a like. It helps out more than you guys know. Have I seen Watchmen? I've never seen the Watchmen movie, but I've seen part of the Watchmen show. I don't know exactly, when that was. I think it was for a class, actually. I watched part of the Watchmen series, and I had to write about it, but that was a long time ago. And the movie, directed by Zack Snyder, I've actually never seen, and I probably never will. Someone asked, what's a show you'll never watch? And then there's, what's a movie I'll never watch? I would say a movie I'll never watch is likely Watchmen. It's like 3.5 hours long or something. I'm not a crazy big Zack Snyder fan, so just don't see myself really checking that one out. But I would say Watchmen, haven't seen it. Show I've seen parts of. To be honest with you guys, I just kind of read the summaries and BS the assignments, so I didn't feel like watching the whole thing. All right. I want to watch I Am Groot season 2. I probably won't. I watched the first series of shorts. I think a new series dropped today or yesterday. I don't really care. They were cute little things, but they're not necessary to really watch. What's going on, everybody? How you doing? Jason, welcome in. JJ, what's good? How's everyone doing? Welcome. L, someone says. That's funny. All right. What's up, Chris? Rewatching Stranger Things for the first time. Well, I hope that rewatch is treating you well. One of my favorite shows to rewatch, period. I love it. I have seen Secret Invasion. It was pretty underwhelming, and I have a review of the first 2 episodes, but it's it's Jacob's in the house. What's good, Starcourt? Food Court, how you doing? Was currently watching a new video. I remember binging that 70 show in high school on Netflix. Great show. Do agree last couple seasons aren't that good, but series finale is good. I agree. Series finale stuck the landing. New Year's, I believe they're going like into the 80s or whatever, but really liked the way it ended. I gave that 90 show a shot. I just couldn't get into it, but yeah, I welcome in. What was the last movie I saw? I think it was a rewatch of The Social Network. I haven't watched a movie this month. Technically, I have not seen Only Murders in the Building. I've heard good things and that it's worth the watch, but I just haven't checked it out. Haven't checked it out. It's on the, again, ever-growing TV watch list, as I like to call it. And by the way, if you guys are in here, be sure to hit that like button. I know we got 39 people in here, so hit that like button. It helps out quite a bit. Super Chat's the way to go to guarantee I get your question, your comment, your concern, but keep the questions coming. We're having a fun time so far. Football question: how will TCU do this year? TCU 7-5, 8-4, maybe. Texas 10-2 ish, something like that. They're going to lose to Alabama on Saturday. All right. I could be wrong, but I think Gran Turismo is coming to streaming Friday. Like, honestly, it could be coming to digital Friday. You're not wrong. Like, that's the thing about a lot of these movies is they hit like streaming and digital so short after they hit theaters that it's kind of like what can you do? Like, why? It's a lot of the times it is like if you miss it opening weekend, it's like I might as well just wait. I might as well just wait and watch it a few weeks or a month. So, all right. Okay. Let's see. I haven't seen the new Ahsoka episode yet, for those that are asking. And again, I need to put like a disclaimer. I get a lot of the same questions, so I don't answer. If I've answered a question a lot frequently, or recently, I should say, I just won't answer it. So that's why I kind of skip around in the chat here. Will I see The Creator? I will. Yeah, I will. That's the same weekend as Saw X, which is September 29th, I want to say, end of the month. So I will be watching both of those. More excited for Saw X. That's my most anticipated movie of the year. I'm actually going to start the Saw rewatch pretty damn soon because that's coming quick. I mean, that's about a month, not even a month. That's a 20-ish days out or like 22 days out, 23 days out. So, yeah, let me take care of that real quick. Hold on. Yes, I will see The Creator. I will see Saw X. Dumb Money got moved to October, I believe. That is one of my most anticipated for the month, though. Let me check this out. We're going to right now, IMDb, Dumb Money. Does it come out in October now? Yeah, Dumb Money is September 29th. September 29th. That's the same day as those other movies. That's a triple feature right there. I'll be watching that as well. So I'll be waiting till the end of the month to kind of go to the theater. But I didn't watch The Equalizer. I'm probably not going to watch The Nun too. There was like a point in life where I was like, oh, I'm going to watch it, but I just don't want to right now. So I'm not going to. There's NFL football on tomorrow. What else? I will probably watch all the Conjuring universe movies. I've seen the trilogy, but I'll watch the others probably before the Conjuring 4, whenever that does come out. What's your least favorite movie of the year so far besides Megan? I think it's 65, right? Yeah, 65 probably. Both of those movies are garbage to answer this question. Both of those movies are garbage. Yeah, I can't believe Jar Jar showed up. That's what I heard. Darth Jar Jar finally canonized. Am I excited for Loki season 2? I am. I look forward to see what they got in store for us. I saw they dropped a little teaser, I think yesterday or the day before. It looked cool. I said this after my trailer reaction, which I don't remember when the trailer even came out. It feels like the most real TV show removed from the MCU out of all the other MCU Disney Plus shows. Like, it genuinely just looks like good TV, and that's lacking in a lot of the other MCU Disney Plus shows, unfortunately. So I'm ready. I am ready to answer your question. Yeah, awesome. I'm glad you watched Good Will Hunting and loved it. It's a beautiful movie, and it makes me tear up as well. So it's multiple moments just hit. And Robin Williams' performance, I mean, Oscar-winning performance for a reason. It's such a special movie. Do you think Will from Stranger Things will get flashbacks? Yeah, I do. I don't know if it'll cold open. That'd be my theory. That was a cool pitch I had for the opening of season 5 as like a cold open of Will from season 1, like de-aged, and he gets taken to the Upside Down, and we see him interacting with Vecna in a way. But this is the big important part here before you go, what? That doesn't make sense. Somehow his memory was wiped, so he doesn't remember it. That's how they will make it make sense to me. But I would love to see flashbacks. Yeah, I would love to see flashbacks. Water break. I got you. Cheers. Have I ever seen any of the Godzilla movies? I've seen the new ones. Godzilla 2014, I think. King of the Monsters, and then Godzilla vs. Kong. They're all pretty bad. The best one is the first Godzilla movie with Bryan Cranston in it for some reason. The movie's not that good, but it's the best of those that I just listed. Kong Skull Island is probably my favorite of all of them, though, of that cinematic universe. Let's see. I did see the character posters for the Hunger Games. Got me excited. I haven't read the book yet. I made a promise to myself that I would read that book prior to the movie, The Battle of Songbirds and Snakes. And I don't know. I just gotta own it and just kind of sit down and read that thing. And I'm not a huge reader, but I gotta just commit and find time to do that. And with football, it's like I don't think Saturday is going to be a reading day. Sunday maybe not. So I might just have to do it during the week on weeknights. But I'll get it done. Keep watch Burn, The Dark Knight, The Dark Knight Rises, Oppenheimer. I will keep The Dark Knight because I think it's the most rewatchable of all those movies. I'll watch Oppenheimer and then I'll burn The Dark Knight Rises. Does it bother you when someone recommends a show with 10 plus seasons? I can't say that happens a lot, but if it does, it's likely going to have to be a show that was on network TV, right? Because those are the shows that go like 10, 15 seasons long. And at a certain point, a show can't sustain its level of quality after that long. It's inevitable that it's going to drop off. Look at a show like The Walking Dead. Everyone says it drops off at a certain point. It's because they just become monotonous and lose ideas, and characters start to leave the show because actors are done, And I just don't see myself committing to a show of that length for the foreseeable future. I am currently watching Teen Wolf. It's 6 seasons. It's like they're 40-minute episodes, so it's not that bad. I'm almost done with season 2. But then I think like The Walking Dead's been on my watch list for a long time, and I'm like, I just don't know if that's ever going to happen because of how damn long it is. Such a long show. To answer this again, probably not. I'd have to go see it tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday, right? Yeah, I have no plans to go see it tomorrow because I haven't seen The Nun, and I have to watch The Nun tonight, and I'm watching Ahsoka tonight. Zach with another super chat. Appreciate you, Zach. I love that profile picture, by the way, but let's do another Keep Watch Burn character edition. Action movie protagonist character edition. It looks like Ethan Hunt, James Bond, and John McClane. Okay, I'm going to say of these three, I don't know. I'm going to, in my mind, when I hear James Bond, my mind goes to Craig. So I'm keeping Daniel Craig's James Bond. No, excuse me. I'm not keeping him. I'm saying that's the one. So it's Daniel Craig, James Bond, Tom Cruise plays Ethan Hunt, and then Bruce Willis, John McClane. Who's my favorite of those three? Ethan Hunt, my favorite of those three. So I'm keeping Ethan Hunt. I'm gonna burn Bond because that would be fitting with the ending of the recent Bond, and I'll watch John McClane, if that makes sense, because he's a cool dude. I love Bruce Willis in that role. Welcome to the party, pal. Love Die Hard. Can't wait for that rewatch every December. It hits different. But yeah, that's my answer to that question. Thank you for the super chat, by the way, Zach. Have I seen Sharknado? I think I've seen like a clip of it, but no, I've never actually watched Sharknado, and I never will. Never will. All right. Favorite and least favorite Ridley Scott movie. Favorites probably Gladiator. Least favorite House of Gucci. Not a fan. Not a fan. Yeah, it feels separate from the MCU. Yeah, Guardians Trilogy. I need to rewatch 3 soon. I just don't want to cry. Top 3 favorite animated Disney villains. Scar with ease is number 1. I will then go Jafar from Aladdin. And then I'll say Ursula's pretty good, but I don't know. Those 3 are like iconic to me. I like Hook. Captain Hook, that is. Those seem fair right now. I'll go Scar and Jafar, easy 1 and 2. Who's 3? Maybe Gaston from Beauty and the Beast, actually. Ursula's in the conversation, for sure. Rank the Rambo movies. First Blood. I watched these all for the first time this year, by the way, so this is fresh. Number 1, First Blood. Number 2, First Blood Part 2. Number 3, the fourth one. Number 4, the third one. And then in last place by a long shot is Last Blood. One of the worst movies I've seen in a long time. Horribly edited, horribly rushed. Awful. Bad movie. Bad movie, in my opinion, at least. Favorite movie from the 60s? From Joey. I will figure out what your profile picture is one day, by the way. I know you always mention like it's so dim. Is it a Rancor? Like I can't tell what it is. I really don't know. Is it a skull? I actually have no idea. But let me know as my face just turned white as a ghost from the light reflecting off it. Favorite movie from the 60s? I'm leaning Sound of Music or the OG West Side Story right now. Just trying to think of the 60s as a whole. Those two definitely come to mind. I'm a big musical guy, so I'm probably going to have to say one of those. And if I'm forgetting one, Psycho's in the 60s as well, though. Those three. One of those three. Got another super chat from Cody. Appreciate the super chat, Cody. Hey, Chris, sorry to put you on the spot here, but in your opinion, what is the best written character ever? Any genre, whether it's a show, movie, or both. All right. I can dig it. By the way, while I think about this, because I do have to kind of have to, what's the word? Stall right now while I think. So I'm going to put the link to the Unusual Couple podcast down below. We put episodes talking all TV shows and stuff like that. And so I'm going to put here. Make sure to go subscribe to that link. I just put it in the chat. We have lots of fun weekly uploads over there. Apologies, my Wi-Fi is acting a fool right now. I don't know why it does that. It always bothers me. But hopefully you can still see me, hear me. I don't know. We'll figure it out shortly. But to answer this question, I'm going to have to say Look, I'll be real. I think the best written character ever is it's a coin toss between these two, and they're both from the same television universe. And I think it's Jimmy McGill / Saul Goodman or Walter White. I just think the writing, like those character arcs, the for better or worse, right? They are the best written characters I've ever seen in TV or movies. Like they're like truly, they go on these journey, and it's just you can dissect these characters forever. You could watch video essays, you could rewatch the show and pick up on something new every time. They have so much depth. Excuse me. I think it's one of those two characters. In terms of like the MCU, Tony Stark. But like in terms of just overall media, I think it's got to be. I'm actually going to say Saul Goodman. Yeah, Saul Goodman. For sure. Love his ending. Okay. Thank you for the super chat, Cody. Good question. Good, deep question. All right. I had some good ones here. Okay. Are you going to Halloween Horror Nights? We are not. Even though it looks super dope, we're not going down to Halloween Horror Nights. It's just pricey to go down there. However, it looks super cool. They have a Last of Us house. They have Stranger Things. They have a lot of cool stuff down there. Would love to go, obviously, but it's probably not in the plans for this year, unfortunately. What's the highest grossing movie of all time? It's Avatar, right? Avatar, and then Endgame, and then Way of Water. It's the top 3, I believe, worldwide, all time. All right. Have I seen One Piece live action? If not, will you? I haven't, and I won't. I don't really have any desire to explore that show or the anime or any live action. I just don't care. I just don't. Like, that's just the truth. I just don't really care. So, no, I don't plan to watch it. Favorite cult classic film? I almost want to look up some to just get a better idea, but Donnie Darko is considered a cult classic. I really like that movie. I've only seen it twice. It's not a movie you can go watch. I'm going to watch Donnie Darko this week, and then 3 weeks from now, I'll probably have the urge to watch it again. I've seen it twice, and it was back-to-back nights. The first time I watched it, I was like, my brain was melting. I immediately watched Chris Stuckman's review after, and in his review, he was like, "You got to watch the director's cut." And unfortunately, I had borrowed the Blu-ray from a friend who had the director's cut, so I watched the director's cut immediately the next night. Clarified a lot of things. Still a mind-bending, trippy movie that will pretty much leave you just like, "What just happened?" But in a good way. So I'd probably say Donnie Darko's up there, but I don't know. That's like the one cult classic movie that comes to my mind. Other than that, I don't think I've really checked out many big cult classics. A lot of cult classic typically to me associated with like a horror movie that's like low budget or something. Like would Sleepaway Camp be? I was talking about that recently. It's not a favorite of mine or anything, but I think that's like a cult classic type of movie, I believe. All right. Um Mondays are for coffee and contemplation, and Saturdays are for SEC and student sections. I dig it. Favorite Nickelodeon show? Drake and Josh forever. Forever. With ease. What are I don't know why I just had a list there. What are 3 songs from your childhood that you still listen to today? So that were a major part of my childhood. It's like songs I remember listening to as a kid. Um, hmm, that's tough. I would really. It's kind of hard to pinpoint songs as much as it is movies or shows. I remember listening to. Damn. Wow. This is a good one. You stumped me here, Ian. I would say it's funny. I didn't actually watch Shrek growing up, but All Star was a song I loved to listen to when I was like 10, like all the time. I listened to it like a million times one weekend, I'm pretty sure. So I would say that is in contention. Rest in peace to the lead singer of the band, by the way. But let's see, that song's up there. But like other one, I'm trying to think. Oh my gosh, this song still hits. It's like "Let It Rock," I believe, by Kevin Rudolph and like Lil Wayne. That song, I listened to it. I thought it was the dopest thing ever. I was like 8. And I listen to it now and I'm like, this song still kind of goes hard. So Let It Rock is one that's definitely up there. And then we're getting into the Nickelback and Green Day. The song Holiday by Green Day and the song, this is definitely not like kid music, but it was stuff I was listening to. And then Photograph or pretty much anything by Nickelback. I listened to that all the time. Like I had a swing in my backyard and some friends would come over. We'd put like a speaker on and we'd be like swinging. It was like one of those wooden swings on a chain. It could like sit like 4 people and we would like play music on the speaker and just swing and talk about life. And those are some of the best days of my childhood. And those songs would always be in the rotation. So what a time. That was a little trip down memory lane right there. So thank you for the question, Ian. Making me all nostalgic over here. All right. All right. I saw this and I was like, did I go mute? Have I been mute the whole time? But then I saw that and I was like, oh, we're good. Yeah, I wasn't crazy about that Rambo movie. I thought it kind of stunk, honestly. There's the YouTube channel for the podcast. Everyone go check it out, subscribe. We dropped a new episode today. Check it out. I'm doing good, Andrew. Glad to hear you're also doing well. What's your favorite ride at Disney World and why? Good question. I'm going to say my favorite ride at Disney World is... Wow, for the longest time it was Splash Mountain, but it's no longer, but that was just like a nostalgic ride for me, talking about nostalgic things. It was Splash Mountain. I would say... I don't know what my favorite would be. I love Guardians of the Cosmos because it feels like you're flying through space with the Guardians, listening to awesome music. That's in contention for my favorite right now. At Epcot, it is at least. Animal Kingdom would be Expedition Everest. Magic Kingdom now, I don't even know. Haunted Mansion is a classic. So is Pirates of the Caribbean. Then you got to think about what's the other park? Did I answer all 4 already? Oh, Hollywood Studios, which would be... I love Tower of Terror. But the great movie ride, rest in peace. What a fun ride that was. What a fun ride that was. All right. Top 5 musicals. Musical movies? That's how I'm answering this question. Musical movies. West Side Story Sound of Music, Singing in the Rain, of course, La La Land probably, and I'm throwing a bone to Sweeney Todd. That movie rules. The Tim Burton movie. It's like the only Tim Burton movie I actually really like is that one. Ryan says, "Are you and Cam going to a Joe Bros concert?" I would love to. I've never seen them, and the Joe Bros have some bops, so I would definitely love to at some point. The Thing is a cult classic. That movie actually bombed back then. I had no idea. I actually had no clue that movie bombed. That's nuts, and it's now definitely a movie that everyone talks about as like a horror movie that you should see. So I didn't know that. That's crazy, actually. Can you do a tier list for Tarantino movies? One day I'm gonna wait to rank the Tarantino movies until the new one comes out. I'm just not gonna do it until then. It'd be kind of pointless. I'm gonna wait, just like Tarantino's waiting to release his final movie. So that'll be. I know Tarantino movies so well. I've seen them all multiple times. I'm excited to watch them all leading up to his new movie, The Movie Critic, his final film. They're saying 10th and final film. That'll be a big ranking, but that'll be a year, 2, 3 years from now, however long I have to wait. It'll be so sweet though when it finally does happen. But that's a video I've had in my notes forever. Trust me. Trust me. Aquaman 2 has no chance of success, but are you still excited? I mean, to be blunt, it really is going to fail, and I'm sorry, it's going to fail at the box office badly. Am I excited? No, I'm not excited. I haven't been. I've never been excited for this movie. No, I'm not excited for this movie. Just to put it blunt, I'm not. I'm going to watch it probably, but I'm not excited. Lupe Fiasco, The Show Goes On is a banger, and he just unlocked another memory. The World Cup song from like 2008. Oh, that one, banger, total banger. That's up there for sure. That's like a childhood song. Also, the Black Eyed Peas, Let's Get It Started, and then I Got a Feeling. Those are, and then Party in the USA. These are songs from like 2008, 2009 era I was listening to like in 4th, 5th grade. They were big. And Dynamite by Tyler Cruz. We just went down a whole lane, a memory lane, if you will. Am I going to play Spider-Man 2 100%? And that's the plan. That is the plan. I'm going to be Twitch streaming it, hopefully. I got to finish my playthrough of the first one on Twitch. I haven't Twitch streamed in a while, but that's kind of cyclical with Twitch. It's up and down for me, but it's still there. I will come back to it at some point. After Saw X, what is your most anticipated movie of the year? Got to go Killers of the Flower Moon. New Scorsese picture. You got De Niro and DiCaprio. That's all I need. That's all I need to be excited. Kind of answered that question with the previous there. Most overrated Universal ride. Ooh. That I've ridden? Good question. I mean, I think most of the Harry Potter rides are really worth it. Like I think Hagrid's the line's always super long. It's one of my favorite rides ever though. Love it. I'd say most overrated I've done. The Mummy's not overrated. I think Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket is fun. It might be a little overrated, but what's a ride that's like I didn't really love the Men in Black ride. It's like it had nothing on Toy Story Mania. I didn't have anything on even Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin from Disney. So maybe the Men in Black one is a little overrated, but those are the first ones that come to mind. I've never done Hulk. I'm too scared. I always chicken out. Same can be said for Jurassic World Velocicoaster. I've been in its presence, and I'm like, I can't do it. We'll do it live. All right. Keep Watch Burn 2019 edition. Ford v Ferrari Uncut Gems in 1917. I will keep Ford v Ferrari easily. That's the most rewatchable of those three. I'll watch Uncut Gems because once you've seen it once, you are pretty good. I've seen it twice, but I'm like, once is kind of enough. And then 1917 I'll burn, which is crazy. People are always like, what? But I didn't love that movie as much as a lot of other people when it came out. And I need to watch it again for sure. But I was never on the 1917 like hype train for me. Jurassic Park 2 or 3, hot take, Jurassic Park 3. 2 is a bit of a slow burn for my liking. It's too slow for its own good is what I'm trying to say. Shawshank or Green Mile? Shawshank for sure. Both are Frank Darabont films, I believe, though. Yep. I gotta have all those bangers on there for sure. The 2000s bangers. I got a playlist like that as well. Keep Watch Burn from Ryan, Top Gun, Back to the Future, and The Karate Kid. I will burn Top Gun. It's actually my least favorite of those three by a significant margin. I will keep Back to the Future and watch The Karate Kid. Back to the Future is so rewatchable, and Karate Kid I love, so I gotta watch it. But Top Gun I'm fine with getting rid of. I got Maverick. Maverick's better anyway. Yeah, Men in Black was like, it was fine. I've done it once. I'll probably never do it again. It's not worth any weight, in my opinion. Should I watch the Suicide Squad movies? The 2021 version directed by James Gunn. Any other version of that film? No, especially not the 2016 version. We don't talk about that, all right? We don't talk about that movie. I've never ridden the Hulk. I'm eyeing it and I'm like, oh, it doesn't look that bad. But then I don't commit. So one day I think I'll get over that fear and just do it. I don't actually think I'm afraid of roller coasters. It was like ingrained in me at a young age that I was when I really wasn't, because my brother didn't like them, and anytime I end up doing one, I love it. So I think I actually like roller coasters. It's just people, I don't know. I like them. I'll do it one day. One day. Okay, Barbie or Oppenheimer? Give me Oppenheimer. Do I want Blue Beetle to get a sequel? Be cool if it did. I don't think it will, but I already forgot about Blue Beetle. That's just me. I know people like the movie. I didn't really care for it, but if it does, I mean, it's not going to make a lot of money. I think that's pretty proven. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it will get a sequel. He'll show up in other stuff, though. Aaron Murray or Jake Fromm? Aaron Murray, for sure. I love watching Aaron Murray grow up, like when I was growing up, especially the 2012 season. In 2013, he balled out. But yeah, Aaron Murray over Jake Fromm for me. Even though I liked Fromm a lot of the time, I think Fromm, there's like revisionist history with him because he did quarterback Georgia to the national championship. And in 2018, he was arguably better. And then in 19, he kind of had a little of a slump. But 3 straight seasons of taking Georgia to the SEC championship, not terrible, I'd say, right? Keep Watch Burn Spielberg edition, Jurassic Park, Jaws, Raiders. I will keep Raiders. I will watch Jaws and burn Jurassic Park, but I love them all so dearly. That's really tough. I hate to say that about Jurassic Park, but one of them's got to go. That's the kicker when it comes to those Keep Watch Burns. By the way, if you guys are in here, be sure to hit that like button, hit it. And if you're on the replay as well, hit that like button. I know school's starting up and time zones, all these things, people are busy. So if you can't join live, hit that like button and maybe even drop a question. I'll try to answer it on the replay. And again, Super Chat is the way to go to guarantee I get your question, comment, or concern. Okay. All right, let's keep going here. What are my thoughts on the Star Wars rides at Disney? I like both of them, but they could be so much more, so much better. We have Rise of the Resistance, which is a real fun, immersive experience. It literally feels like you're going up into space, and then you get off on like this more so Star Destroyer, I should say, and there's like a ton of stormtroopers. It's a first order ship, so it's not like it's, the original trilogy timeline, but you go through and then you end up getting on like a rescue transportation. It's cool. It's really immersive. I like that ride a lot, actually. It's just, I don't like how the Star Wars rides are tied to the sequel time period. There's really no need. You could do it for all eras of Star Wars, but it's tied down to that time period. And then you got Smuggler's Run, which is where you're like piloting the Millennium Falcon. You're really not moving much. It's okay. I don't really know if I do that one unless I have all my friends with me to do it, because you get in the cockpit with a bunch of random people. I went when they had like COVID restrictions, and so like your party was the only party in the entire cockpit. So it would be like me and Cam, and that's it. And like we got to pilot it. There was no one else in there. That I'll cherish, but going in there with like other people, it'd be like kind of weird, and I don't really dig it. So it was fun, but I'll be honest, the Galaxy's Edge is a little overrated. And the more you go and the more you do it or experience it even once, it's like, oh, that was cool, but it could have been so much more. Imagine if they had like different sections of the Galaxy's Edge park where you went and you got to, be in the prequel timeline or the original timeline. It's just a missed opportunity for sure, in my opinion, at least. Cody with the super chat. Thank you, Cody. What's an overrated actor that everyone loves, though? Interesting question. I would say, who's an overrated actor that everyone loves? I don't know if I can even think of one here. I mean, I have to think of an overrated actor now. Like, who's overrated? I never really. I don't know. That's difficult. Like, overrated actor. I'm trying to think. Who's come out and stuff recently, and I'm like, they're overrated. Maybe Chris Evans, but even then, I'm like, I don't know. He's still a pretty good actor, so I don't know. He does the same shtick as Captain America, but he's great in like Knives Out and stuff like that. So maybe Chris Evans. Everyone seems to love him. I don't know. First thing that came to mind. I don't think he's an amazing. I think of Hemsworth. I'll say this: of Hemsworth, Robert Downey Jr., and Chris Evans, I think that Evans is the worst actor. I don't know if that's a hot take or not, but I'd say that would be my answer to the question. No hate towards him. That's just how I feel. All right. Mario movie or Quantumania? Quantumania for me, easily. Top 5 of the movies of the year so far. I'll say Oppenheimer is up there. Guardians 3 is up there. Spider-Verse is up there. John Wick 4 is up there. Those are the 4 I'll give you. Because I don't want to. We're getting close to the end of the year. I might stop spoiling my top tier or my top movies of the year just because we're getting closer to that ranking being unveiled. Best Nolan film, Inception. But Oppenheimers are really climbing up that list for me. Rise of the Resistance is a lot of fun. Keep, Watch, Burn, Cars. If you're asking me the trilogy, I'm keeping the third, I'm watching the first, and I'm burning the second. Favorite Christmas movie? Home Alone, baby. Happy for you, Georgia win. Well, thank you. It's always nice when Georgia wins, and I'm excited for the season. They play Ball State on Saturday, and then South Carolina. Alabama, Texas is the big game of Saturday, though. I'm looking forward to that. It's crazy how much time is flying. We were looking forward to college football all season, and now it's like, oh, it's already Wednesday of the week after opening weekend, or week 1. So what? Best film of 2022 has got to be Top Gun Maverick for me. Gotta be Top Gun Maverick for me. Definitely. Keep, Watch, Burn, and Kanto. Super Mario Bros. And Puss in Boots. I have not seen Puss in Boots, so I'll burn that. I'll watch Super Mario Bros. And keep Encanto because of the soundtrack, but I didn't even love Encanto. I was not in the mood to go see that. Has anyone ever been in the mood, like not in the mood to go to the movie, but you go anyway? Sometimes it can be like, oh, that was awesome. Sometimes it's like, why am I here? And Encanto, I didn't want to go. I just went and I was like, it's fine. I don't think I'll watch it again. It's just, some Disney movies just don't hit for me. Am I more anticipated for Deadpool 3? Or excuse me, which one I'm more excited for? Definitely gonna have to say Deadpool 3 because you got Wolverine coming back out of retirement. Wolvie. There's reports of Kidpool. There's reports of Taylor Swift. There is reports of Affleck's Daredevil. Anything could happen in this movie. If you guys want a real discussion about it, we did it in the recent live stream where I had Zach Pope on for a bit. And that was such a blast. So I would say I almost said Denpool, mixing the two. Deadpool 3. For sure. Zach with the super chat. Thank you so much, Zach. I really do appreciate it. I recently watched Babylon for the first time and thought it was great. Yes. Don't get the hate at all. Got big Once Upon a Time in Hollywood vibes, which I loved, and the soundtrack slaps. Also is First Man worth watching. So here's what I'll say, Zach. First of all, thank you so much for the super chat. Very generous, and I do appreciate your support more than you know. Secondly, Babylon rules. Now, it's not a movie I'm going to go watch every day of the week. It's a 3-hour and 8-minute epic movie that's heavy at times. But it's got a star-studded cast. Margot Robbie, Brad Pitt, Tobey Maguire has some scenes in the movie. And Diego Calva, I believe, is the main actor's name. I could be mispronouncing. But I totally, when I watched that movie, here's what I said. There's a review somewhere on my channel. I said, it's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood vibes. It's Wolf of Wall Street vibes. It's basically those two movies combined in like the classical Hollywood time period, and like showing what an actor is willing to do to make it big, showing the corruption of Hollywood, but also showing how there's this real appreciation for movie making behind it all. It's a really good movie, and I don't know why people were like, it sucks. I never got on board with the hate train for that movie. I thought it was unwarranted. That being said, story time, and then I'll answer the last part of this question. Story time. I went to see this movie at an early press screening, and the movie was supposed to start at 7 o'clock. It's a 3-hour movie, so it would get over like 10. Well, it's 7 o'clock. The movie's not starting. They come out and say, hey, we're having issues. It is going to be a delay. Sat there for an hour and 25 minutes, so it didn't start till 8:25. At that point, I'm with Cam, and she's tired, and I don't know if she even really wanted to see the movie. I started to have like a stomach ache from like eating out before. And so I was like, I don't think I should sit. I watched 2 or 3 minutes of the movie. I was like, I don't think I should sit through this. Let's leave. And so we just got up and left. And then ended up getting a digital screener sent to me. So it all worked out how it should have. But it's just weird how the world works sometimes, is what I was trying to say. Babylon's a fantastic movie. I recommend it if you're a fan of Damien Chazelle, if you're a fan of like watching even Boogie Nights. That's a movie I love. Like watching stars sort of rise and fall in Hollywood or in any industry, and the fame, what it does to you mentally, what people are willing to do to get their name out there. Like all of these concepts, if you're a fan of those, you would definitely enjoy Babylon. I liked it a lot. I've only seen it once, and it's like a movie I'd watch a few more, maybe 2 more times tops in my life, probably. Even then, though, very well made movie, and Chazelle's never missed for me. So that kind of takes me into the last part of your question here, Zach. Is First Man worth watching? I think so. It's one of Chazelle's most visually impressive movies. It is a slow burn movie. It's my least favorite of his movies that I've seen. Still a very well made movie. Ryan Gosling is in it. He's the main character, but it's a subtle performance from him. Like he's like this a lot of the movie, just not a lot of facial expressions, but he's delivering these lines in a way where you know everything you need to know about this guy. Excuse me. There's some space shots in that film in the theater. Like people were getting nauseous. I even heard like really makes you feel like you are getting launched into space to go walk on the moon. It's a very interesting story if you're a fan of biopics. I've actually not seen this film since 2018 in theaters, but I want to watch it again soon because I remember liking it, not loving it. Need to watch it again sometime soon. I may watch all of Chazelle's movies before his next one, whenever that may be. But long story short, Babylon rules. Glad to hear you liked it. Definitely got Once Upon a Time in Hollywood vibes. The soundtrack does slap. Like I believe it's the same composer from La La Land. And First Man is worth a watch. So if you watch that one, Zach, let me know what you think. Thank you so much for the super chat, man. All right. Keeping on with the questions. After I take a sip of water. Okay. What's the best gaming console of all time? Great question, Ryan. You know, I have a soft spot for the GameCube. I really do. I remember playing Mario Kart Double Dash on that thing all the time. I remember playing GameCube games on the Wii. The GameCube games I know liked were the Mario Kart game, and then Super Mario Strikers, which was like a soccer Mario game, and then how could I forget Super Smash Bros? Super Smash Bros. Oh my gosh, Super Smash Bros. Melee was one of the greatest games of my childhood. The GameCube's in contention. I'll give you my Mount Rushmore. GameCube and Wii, because you had Wii Sports, which game changer. Now it's like hard. I mean, PlayStation, PS5's up there because I have one right now. It's up there. But then I also think PS4 was awesome, and I gotta go PS3 of those because that's when I played the most, probably with like NCAA football with my friends and all that. So I'd say PS3, but PS2 was amazing as well. I can't drop an Xbox console. Like 360 was fine. I played at my friend's house, but I was always a PlayStation guy. So PS2 was a game changer, and then I'll go just basically the entire PlayStation run, and then the Wii and the GameCube. Am I gonna watch Kung Fu Panda 4? Absolutely. I'll watch all the ones I've seen. I think I've seen 2. I might have seen all 3. I know I've seen 2 of them though. I'll watch them all again, and some for the first time, possibly before the new one though. I always have that Final Destination scene in my head. Yeah, Final Destination 3 with Mary Elizabeth Winstead. I know exactly what you're talking about. Mario Bros. Already pretty much guaranteed a sequel. The movie, it's one of the highest grossing movies of all time. It's definitely getting a sequel. And that sequel will probably do $1 billion as well. Looking back, do you wish Justin Fields was the quarterback instead of those Fromm in those years? It's tough. I don't think he really would have meshed with the Georgia style of offense they were running at the time that well. I think the personnel wasn't there to really make Justin Fields as good as he could have been, like it was at Ohio State with the receivers and all that. But I look back and I'm not mad. I mean, in 2018, when Fields was on the bench, Fromm legitimately we Georgia, and I'm not like, this is no bias. Georgia was up 28-14 on Alabama late in the SEC championship. They ended up blowing it, but he played a hell of a game, threw for 300 yards and 2 or 3 touchdowns. I mean, Georgia was that close in 2018 with Fromm to going to the college football playoff again and potentially winning. That Trevor Lawrence Clemson team was good, as you know, Jacob, but they were that close to knocking off Bama, and they would have been in the playoff. So who knows? But I mean, we had success with Fromm. I mean, I don't know what Fields could have done differently, that much differently. All right, let's keep this thing going. Unless my chat lagged, I'm seeing questions repeat. Okay. And that might be the case, honestly. Am I scared of Ball State? Not terribly. I think Georgia should kill him, but you never know what could happen any given Saturday. All right. Robert Pattinson, overrated. What? I'm not like he didn't say that. Will I ever watch Violent Night again? I own it on Blu-ray, so I plan to watch it pretty much every December. I love that movie. It's a lot of fun. And seeing David Harbour as Santa, I mean, how could I not be hyped? He's just going crazy in the movie, you know? He's got an axe. They give him a Viking backstory. It's badass, and it's different. Like, I can throw it into my Christmas movie rotation. It's like a different movie. It's, you've got It's a Wonderful Life, which is like a classic, deep movie, Home Alone, and Elf, and Santa Claus, but this is not lighthearted. This is like an R-rated violent movie. Of course, I'll watch it again. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see. Keep, watch, burn. I can't even answer that one. That's too hard. I can't do it. We'll do it live. Die Hard or Spectre? Die Hard easily. Die Hard's the best action movie ever. It created its own genre of action movies. Like, people have ripped off that movie for years now. Keep, watch, burn trilogy edition. Guardians of the Galaxy, Lord of the Rings, Star Wars original trilogy, I assume. The original trilogy is getting kept. I am watching the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and I'm burning Guardians just because the other two hold a lot more weight to me. I of course love the Guardians movies. That's hard about this keep, watch, burned is like the one that I get burned. I don't hate it. I love the Guardians trilogy is one of my favorite comic book trilogies. But I got to pick the other two over it. Watched them more in my life. They mean more to me, and I think they're better, both of them. But the Guardians trilogy is amazing still, of course. I hope you enjoy Oppenheimer, Connor. I really like the first 2 episodes of Ahsoka. I am pumped. After this stream, I'm going to watch episodes 3 and 4, and I'll be all caught up. And then I'm really going to try and watch live on Tuesday night so that I don't get behind and spoiled, because I'm enjoying the show a lot. Unfortunately, I'm just going to say it. I've been spoiled for episode 4. Like, all it really takes is like having any context clues, really. Like, if you have media literacy or anything. I went on Twitter once and I saw like people freaking out. So my assumption was, okay, people wouldn't be freaking out this much for Thrawn or Ezra because they are clearly already being set up to be in the show. So who's someone that's been heavily speculated? And then, Disney Plus drops a poster, and I see the small version of it in my Twitter notification. I was like, I'm just going to avoid that, even though I know who that is. And then I clicked it, and I was like, okay, that's fine. I knew this was going to happen anyway. I'm not that mad. So my assumption is said entity appears on screen at the end of episode 4. That's all my guess. That's me using context clues. We'll see what happens. I just want to see how the plot progresses. I don't care about that. That'll be cool when I see it. I care more about seeing where we pick up after the end of episode 2. What's the longest movie you've seen in your life that you loved? For me, Lawrence of Arabia. I've seen Lawrence of Arabia. I can't say I loved it, though. I've seen Snyder Cut. Definitely can't say I love it, though. I would say that I loved Endgame. Endgame's 3 hours. I loved it. I love The Wolf of Wall Street. That's 3 hours. I really like The Irishman. I don't say I would love it, but I love The Wolf of Wall Street and Endgame. They're both 5 out of 5s to me. Those are probably my answers off the top of my head. Do you think Gwenpool will have a live action appearance? That'd be something else, huh? That'd be pretty cool. Maybe in Deadpool 3, maybe. That would be pretty neat. I'm not opposed to that, actually. I have not seen The Imitation Game, but I know that's Benedict Cumberbatch, and it was an Oscar-nominated movie, but I've never seen it. Do you think the 3 live-action cinematic Spider-Man will be in Beyond the Spider-Verse? Good question. I mean, I feel like if they were going to be in, well, you know what? Maybe archival, maybe. Current, like, will they show up in live action form? I don't know. They could show up in animated form, maybe. They could do voice work, but it's hard to say. It's hard to say. I'll say, yeah. Why not? Why not? If you guys understand this reference, you've seen one of the funniest movies ever. That's all I'm saying. I'm ready. I can't wait for it to win all the Oscars. Oh, man. Top 5 football films, go. Remember the Titans. And that's it. That's so easily the best one. I honestly would have to say Remember the Titans with ease. But if I had to pick some other ones, I honestly haven't seen some of the most iconic ones. I haven't seen the Friday Night Lights movie, but I've seen the show. I haven't seen Any Given Sunday. Yeah, I don't really know what else I'd say. I just think Remember the Titans is easily the best football movie. Easily. So that's my answer. 5 versions of Remember the Titans. All right. Have you ever seen Monuments Men? No, but I remember seeing the trailer in theaters. That's like a George Clooney movie, right? George Clooney and like Damon, I think. Maybe even Brad Pitt, but I'm not sure about that. All right. I have seen parts of Lincoln. I can never really get through it. I don't really care for that movie. It's kind of a snoozer to me. You think Colorado's the real deal? I think they got a lot of offensive firepower. They got a lot to prove still. But I think they'll be pretty solid this year. I think they still drop 4 or 5 games, though. They'll make a bowl, and that's a big deal. That's a big deal. But I don't think they're like legit, the real deal just yet. They are good and a lot better than they have been, but I don't know. Cam's in the house. Love you, Cam. Top 5 reasons I love Cameron Silas. Number 1. No, I'm just kidding. I would say there's no number of reasons I could put into paper or words because I just love it that much. Kind of a cop-out answer, but it is true. That's my answer, Cam. You being here reminded me to do this, though. Oh, wrong thing. I was going to put the link to the Unusual Couple podcast in here. Where is it? Where is share? Copy. Everyone go subscribe. I always say plug it, but there we go. My Wi-Fi always acts up when I do that. All right. I don't know if you guys can hear me. Okay, keeping on with the chat. Colorado's winning the playoff. That's an overreaction right there, in my opinion. If you guys like college football talk, by the way, go subscribe to 3 and Out. It's linked in the About tab, but it's college football centric. We talk CFB over there. Where I want to see Miss, oh, hell yeah. I've heard this theory. I would love to see Winona Ryder's Miss Claus in A Violent Night 2, which they are making, by the way. Yes, need that in my life. I'd be there opening night. I'll be there opening night no matter what. But could you guys imagine? The internet would go wild. Yes, Jordan Peele will definitely make a 4th film. Hopefully it's better than Nope. I wasn't crazy about Nope. Worst MCU poster, any of these Spider-Man posters. They all suck. The Far From Home poster where it's like a triangle, or it's like a square on its side, like a diamond looking thing, and then it's like Tom and then Mysterio and Zendaya and Samuel L. Jackson. It's such a bad post. It's one of the grossest MCU posters. Also, the Homecoming poster that's like way too busy with like Spider-Man and then an explosion, Iron Man flying on his side, Tony Stark, Vulture again. Those are the 2 ugliest ones to me. And then the No Way Home posters weren't that great either. Like all of the Spider-Man MCU posters have been garbage. So those are my answers right there. That's totally valid. Yeah. This is referring to the thing that I just said. I could infer what happens at the end of Ahsoka, even though I'm watching it after this. It's pretty evident who it is, but also like it's becoming like whenever Order 66 flashbacks happen in Star Wars, people are like, "Oh my god, what?" It's like Order 66 happened. Also, like, yeah, I totally see what you mean. Like, this person who I already know, this person was confirmed to be in the show pretty much a long time ago. I don't know. People, it's fine. I'm not going to tell people what they can or can't get excited over, but at the same time, it's like this isn't the return of Tony Stark. You know, it's not the return of Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man. We saw this guy less than a calendar year ago in Obi-Wan Kenobi. So I mean, it is what it is. That's kind of how I feel about that. All right. Oh shoot! Thank you for reminding me. Thank you for reminding me. The fan Return of the King is over 3 hours long. It's 3 hours and 20 minutes. Definitely up there. That's one of the Mount Rushmore. I like that more than Wolf of Wall Street. So yeah, definitely. Um, urgent question. That just made me laugh. I had to put it up there. That's good. Anyway, Sandler Longest Yard, Rudy. I have never seen Rudy. Fun fact: Facing the Giants is so cheesy. Um, so cheesy, but it's fine, I guess. Do you think Dabo's an overrated head coach? Ooh, good question. I think Dabo. I don't know if I can call Dabo overrated. I think Dabo was really good at one point in time, but I think that ship has sailed, and I think Dabo has failed to adapt to the current game that is college football. And I think he's not might. I think he's been left in the dust, and so I don't think anyone's really high on Dabo right now. I mean, he's got 2 rings, but people have been posing this question: was he carried by Trevor Lawrence and Deshaun Watson? And I don't know. I mean, he didn't win a ring with Taj. Taj Boyd was really good. It's tough. DJ. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if he's overrated. I mean, if someone were to call him the second best coach in college football right now, that they would be overrating the shit out of him. So maybe, but I think that I don't know. Dabo's in trouble right now. Dabo's in trouble. Clemson's in trouble. I have seen Extraction. I enjoy it, but I think I might enjoy the second one a little bit more. Cam says, boo, I wanted a list, cheater. Your ability to calm me when I'm nervous, your creativity, you're beautiful, of course, but also you've really figured out cooking lately. That's sick. I like that a lot. No, I'm joking, but I'm not really. All those things are very true. The list goes on and on and on. All right. Go subscribe if you guys haven't already. Do it. Well, Titanic's long. Yep, that's also a movie was really, really good. I don't know if I love it, but it's really, really good. I have not watched the Gen V trailer. I actually don't think I'm gonna watch this one. I just want to. At this point, I'm good. I know I'm gonna watch the show, so I'm not gonna watch the trailer. Yeah, it feels like Disney dangling keys or something over Star Wars fans. Like, yeah, I know what you mean. I gotta see how it plays out, but I definitely know what you mean. Do you have a favorite kind of cheese? I love Colby Jack cheese. That's really good. Pepper Jack cheese has that kick to it. Cheddar cheese, you can't go wrong with cheddar, but mozzarella cheese too. I mean, I like all cheese. Cheese is a great food. Dabo isn't overrated. He's just stubborn. I won't ever say he's overrated. Very few coaches have won multiple natties. Fair enough. Fair enough. Am I going to see Ferrari? TBD. A lot of movies for the rest of the year up in the air as to whether or not I see them or not. Most overrated movie of 2023. Megan, I guess. A lot of people like that movie. It's very overrated. I think it had like a 90 something on Rotten Tomatoes. Megan is the most overrated movie of the year that I can think of, at least off the top of my head. Oppenheimer is 3 hours as well. That's another one I love. You're right. I haven't watched Shameless. It's on my TV watch list, though. Definitely going to get to that one day. Not today, obviously, but one day. And if you guys are in here, by the way, and you've been hanging out, I did post a new video right as the stream went live, so you might not have seen it. It is my TV show tier list of every TV show I've ever seen. So make sure to go check that out. Drop a like over there after this. It helps out a lot. And we'll keep going here for a bit more. Hit the like button. Super chat's the way to go to guarantee I get to your question, comment, concern. I'm going to drink some water. All right. Alrighty. Okay. Did I watch regular show? I may have seen an episode here and there. A new trailer dropped today for Gen V. I did not react to it, but there is a new trailer out today. I just haven't seen it. I'm not a hockey fan, so I don't have a team. I don't have a team. If Atlanta had a team, maybe I would say, oh, the Thrashers, but that was a long time ago. I've never heard of Ladder 49 with Joaquin Phoenix. I don't think. Is that an upcoming movie or an old movie? I really don't think I've ever heard of it. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Megan. Speaking of Rotten Tomatoes, did you see the report that PR teams are paying off reviews to make fake positive RT reviews? That's madness. That's insane. I think I did see that report from Discussing Films. Like, that's nuts. And you know what? It makes sense because I think Megan ended up having like a 90 or like 100 Rotten Tomatoes. People probably got paid off for that, right? If I haven't read into the article, I'm kind of joking here, but in reality, if this report is true, then honestly, it would check out that they were paid off for that movie in particular. Because I don't know how the movie was so fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. It's just not that good. No bueno. Am I going to rewatch Avatar The Last Airbender before the movie? Yeah, I'll definitely watch that show again in one day. It's a matter of time and other shows that I have to prioritize over that. But that's one I want to revisit again. I haven't seen it since it came out. It also has John Travolta. Interesting. Okay, yeah, I've never heard of that one even, which is cool. Have you seen Fiddler on the Roof? That's our high school show. I've heard of it, but I've never seen it. I have not seen October Sky. That's the Jake Gyllenhaal movie, right? Never seen it. Young Jake Gyllenhaal. Back to the Future 2 or 3? Give me 2. The Sports Almanac. Come on now. Such a good movie. The way that it revisits scenes from the first, and he can't mess that up. It just adds another layer to the stakes. I love Back to the Future 2. All right. Let's see. Another super chat from Zach. I appreciate it, Zach, man. Really does mean a lot, man. Saw Bottoms and thought it was hilarious. May not be for everyone and it's absurd and over the top, but I really enjoyed my time. Okay. I honestly, I'm looking right now. I'll get to the after question. I think it stars the actress who plays Sid from The Bear. Iowa Debris, I believe, is how you pronounce her name. Let me check real quick though. Let me check and see who else is in that movie. Is the girl who plays Claire in that, or is that movie called Theater Camp? Let's see. Bottoms. Is that A24? I've heard a lot of people praising it. Okay, so two unpopular. Okay. It does not star. It doesn't star her, but it does star Iowa Debris. It has a 77 on Metascore, hour and a half. Quick hitter movie then. Okay. I don't know if I'd go to the theater for it, but it's a movie I would definitely consider watching. Oh, wait. From the producers of Pitch Perfect, that's got me sold. And Cocaine Bear. So they've got a hit and a miss on their poster. Who wrote it? Let's see. Okay, yeah, I've heard good things about this movie online. I just haven't seen it. I haven't gone to the movie theater since Blue Beetle. Isn't that crazy? No. So I would say it's absurd. No top. Really enjoyed my time. I may get around to it. I know I like that actress who plays Sydney from The Bear. That would be a big draw for me to watch it. I also like Pitch Perfect, but Cocaine Bear, not crazy about. So we'll see. I know a lot of people are praising it. Could be one I try and check out by the end of the year. Usually in like November, December, there's like a weekend where I'll be like, oh, it's Sunday. Let me watch a few 2023 or insert year here movies to catch up on. Regarding the last part of your question, the spread right now is Iowa -4. It's 330. Look, I don't know much about either of these teams this year. I'm going to go Iowa, though. They got McNamara from Michigan. I feel like that's the move. I don't know much about Iowa State this year either. They're both 1-0. 330 kick. I'll go Iowa just on a whim. I know it says, according to ESPN analytics, which means nothing, 57% in favor of Iowa State. Whatever. I go Iowa. Give me the Give me the Hawkeyes. There's my pick for you. It's funny because the super chat color is the Iowa's color, so it's a sign. We got some. Well, I guess that's technically an Iowa State color too, the gold yellow I'm looking at. But either way, give me Iowa, and then Bottoms is a movie I may check out by the end of the year. And appreciate the super chat, Zach. Killing it with support this stream. Callum with the super chat. Thank you, Callum. Big fan of your channel. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And thank you for the super chats. DC or Marvel? Marvel. Marvel simply because of the MCU, but also all of the non-MCU Marvel content, specifically the X-Men stuff. And then I go into the video game realm. I got the Spider-Man video game. You've got the entire MCU has just been so influential to me in my journey through life. Like my life literally. So I build it growing up. It'd be like, oh, I got these 2 MCU movies this year. Add those to the calendar. It's like, come on, DC hasn't had that much of an impact on me. Batman has, but DC has not. I have to make that distinction now. Batman, love, and that character. I've played all the Arkham games. I love the Batman movies, the Lego Batman stuff. But then you've got Marvel versus DC. I lean Marvel. Deadpool, Spider-Man, the X-Men, Wolverine, Iron Man, Thor. I mean, the list goes on and on. I got to go with Marvel over DC. My personal preference, though. But thank you for the super chat. I love you, Film Stock. You make my day. Well, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. And I know you've been asking some good questions in the chat, so I always appreciate when you guys ask those good questions. Keeps the conversation alive, keeps the chat going. So thank you for the super chat, and glad to hear that. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. We'll do it live. This has been a fun stream, honestly. If you guys want to keep hanging out for a bit longer, let's keep the party going. I see no reason to stop it. Okay. Back to the Future 2 is garbage. Wow. I disagree, but people say 3 is garbage, and I take offense with that. I think they're all good. 1 is by far the best, though. Bullet Train or Homecoming? I might go Bullet Train over Spider-Man Homecoming. I really liked Bullet Train. Such a star-studded cast, just a pure fun action movie. We don't really get those that much anymore. You know, with an ensemble. I'd watch Bullet Train right now. It's really good. I got other things to tend to tonight, but Bullet Train, damn good. Go Duke. I mean, yeah, Duke put off the improbable. They got it done. Storm the field. Favorite Halloween movie? Are you asking from the franchise or movie to watch around Halloween? The best Halloween movie and my favorite is the OG Halloween. But Halloween season movie, even though I don't really like it, there's just something about Hocus Pocus that I like. And like the Halloween 10 movies, they're not the best movies, but there's something very Halloween-y about them. They're definitely not my favorite, but I'm just saying, like, Hocus Pocus in particular, not a great movie to me at all. But there's something about it where it's like, this is so fall, I can't help but kind of like it. All right. Sorry, I'm looking through the chat here. By the way, if you guys are new, hit that like button. Helps out a lot. Super chat's the way to go to guarantee I get to your question, comment, concern. Huge way to help support me in the channel. All right. I'm making a video ranking all Stranger Things least to most evil. Do you think it's bad putting Angela above Merritt Klein, who literally committed treason? I think Angela's a worse. I think Angela is more evil, honestly. She is heartless to 11, who making fun of her like father essentially, and just being I think Angela is more despicable to me, frankly, truly. All right, Android or iPhone? I've always been an iPhone person my whole life over Android, so I'd have to say that. Keep Watch Burn 2007 edition, Ratatouille, No Country for Old Men, Superbad. Ratatouille is a movie that is so special to me. I would have to keep Ratatouille. It's that important to me in my life. Got to keep Ratatouille. I'm gonna watch Superbad and laugh my ass off, and then I'm not watching No Country, but that people are gonna be like, what? It's just of those 3, I go based on watchability. No Country for Old Men's probably no, actually, Ratatouille is a better movie. No Country for Old Men's a great movie, but I think it's the least watchable of the 3. It's a fantastic movie though, but it's the least watchable of the 3. So keep Ratatouille because I need that comfort in life every now and then. Watch Superbad and just laugh my ass off. And the thing about comedies is the first time watching, it's the funniest time. So I would get the most laughs out of it that time. And then after that, I would say Burn No Country by default. By default. Overrated Disney movie / Disney Channel show. Frozen 2 is overrated, in my opinion. I've never been crazy about it. I was falling asleep in the theater. Frozen 2 is definitely an overrated Disney movie. Another overrated Disney movie would probably be the original Little Mermaid. Like, people, it's got nothing on a lot of the other Renaissance era films. So those two are a little overrated to me, for sure. In terms of Disney Channel shows, they're all pretty much bangers for the most part. They're all pretty much bangers from what I watched. Well, I appreciate that, Solomon. Thank you. Thank you. Am I excited for the FNAF movie? FNAF. Yeah, I am. Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm looking forward to it. I almost just sneezed. It would have been brutal. My nose is starting to itch for some reason. But FNAF, I'm looking forward to it. I hope it's not 3 hours. I don't know much about the lore. I'm going in blind, and I think that's going to be to my benefit because I don't have to worry about it, following the source material. It can just be a movie that I watch and enjoy. Okay. Joker or Phantom Menace? Like, what? There's no context regarding like what's the better movie, which one do you prefer? So I'm gonna pick how I answer this. Which one am I watching right now? Phantom Menace. A bigger soft spot for that movie. I enjoy that movie more. It doesn't make me feel gross and sick inside and fed up with society. So I'm gonna go with the Phantom Menace. Joker's a great movie though. Best apocalyptic movie or show. Look, I don't even know. I'd have to think. Not the Mad Max stuff. I know that's apocalyptic. I've never been crazy about it. I'm definitely forgetting something. Zombieland's like the first one that came to mind. Like, it's really funny. I've never really watched The Walking Dead, so I can't really say that. But I'm forgetting something for sure. I don't really have a good answer for this one. Thoughts on Baby Driver? Awesome movie. So well edited with a banger of a soundtrack. I have not watched Netflix's One Piece. I'm ordering a paper bag for next week against Tennessee to put on your head and be like a bag of shame. Honestly, Florida could knock them off. You never know. It's in the swamp. You never know. I win no matter what that day. That's the way I look at it. Florida's losing or Tennessee's losing. I win. This is how I win. Thoughts on Spider-Man Lotus? I'll never watch it. Have you seen Spider-Man Lotus? I will never watch it. Have you seen Ray? I haven't, but isn't that where Jamie Foxx won the Oscar? I've heard good things. Favorite It's Always Sunny episode so far. I don't think I can say the title on the air, so I'll just say that much. But it's funny. I literally can't tell you the title though, but it's a funny episode. It's good stuff. I would also say It's Always Sunny. Let me look this up real quick. So from what I've seen, I mean, I've seen some really funny ones, but since season 3, I'll say that much. Season 3, they did a one where they like did a Die Hard bit that was really good. Yeah, there's just a lot of really funny ones from what I've seen. It's in season 3 though. Let's see. Yeah, season 3, episode 9. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Best movie soundtrack. By the way, It's Always Sunny. It's the funniest show I've ever seen. I bust out laughing every episode. Best movie soundtrack. Specifically, I'm going like song. I'm gonna say right now, Remember the Titans is up there for me. Great soundtrack. So many banger songs in there. Ain't No Mountain High Enough. They've got what's that song called? Long Cool Man in a Black Dress. What else? There's so many other good ones. Venus. I love that soundtrack. Ba-dum. Am I seeing the Eras Tour movie with Cam? She wants to go see the movie. I don't, for multiple reasons. Number one, you guys know how I am about theaters anyway. That's a really long experience in the theater for the Eras Tour, which I already saw in person. It was really cool. I also just don't like, I'll likely end up going is what I'm trying to say, but I don't really want to go. I love Taylor Swift, but the reason I don't want to go is because I don't want to be confined in a theater for 3 hours with a bunch of people. I just don't. I honestly would rather. I already saw it in concert. I just think I'd rather watch it when it comes to streaming. That's That's the way I look at it. All right. Water break, I got you. Okay, let's keep it going. Let's keep on going. Welcome, Network 98. I was worried, the streak was in jeopardy of any mention of a certain person in a certain fast food commercial. Still hasn't been mentioned yet. Best Joker, Heath Ledger over Mark Hamill. Heath Ledger, the GOAT Joker. Keep Watch Burn, Scream, Halloween, Silence of the Lambs. I will keep Scream. It's the most rewatchable of those three. I'll watch Silence of the Lambs and burn Halloween. Sorry, Halloween fans. All right. Probably wrap this up soon. I'll take a few more questions here. Super chat one in if you got a question you're dying to ask. Hit the like button if you guys are here live or on the replay, and we'll take a few more questions. We got a super chat from Network 98. The streak's alive. Percentage of people who know the craving joke, probably like really, really, really slim, like 0.0 something, 0.000 something, honestly, in the world. But in this, I don't know. I feel like a decent amount of people might know it actually in these streams. Someone actually mentioned it, and I posted a video yesterday talking about my favorite project from every Stranger Things actor, and someone said, how could we forget, or something about like the Domino and Taco Bell as a joke here, and I was like, how could we forget the craving? So it was a cool, like, full circle moment, actually. So thank you for the super chat, Network 98. But the craving joke, I feel like people just usually are like, what? But the people who continually tune in, who continue to sort of tune into these streams, I feel like they've almost caught on at this point. Zach says, I know all about the craving now. Welcome to the party, pal. Thank you for the super chats, everybody. But yeah, I mean, it's honestly become the longest running gag or bit, I should say, or inside joke in the history of this channel by far. Worst 2021 movie. I mean, there was this movie I think called Locked Down. That was either 2020 or 2021. It stunk. I think it was early 2021. It stunk. It was Doug Liman. It was terrible. I've never watched Mr. Bean. Winter or summer? Summer, I think, but it's hard just because of the movie season, really. And winter is like the dead zone for sports. It gets a little too cold. Like February isn't the best month. January and February aren't the greatest months. Excited for Dune Part 2? Very, very much so. Bummer about it being delayed. Movie franchise you think should end? Jurassic should probably never make another movie again. Halloween should never make another movie again, even though these are technically over. Is anything really over? Harry Potter should end. They don't need to make another TV show, but a movie franchise that's still making stuff that should end, I don't even know anymore. Creed, probably. Stop making those. I think we're good. Stuff like that. Those are my answers. Worst 2020 movie? Spencer Confidential was pretty bad. I think that was 2020. There were some really bad ones, honestly, but anyway, I can't wait to see The Craving. Yeah, what a time that was. The Craving commercial era. I'm more excited for the creator over Rebel Moon. Better actor of the three Chris's. I think Chris Pratt's the best of those three. I do. So that's probably going to do it for this live Q&A here on this Wednesday night. Went for about an hour and 20 minutes. Thank you guys so much if you hopped in real quick. If you dropped a question, if you just watched silently, it means a lot. Your support goes a long way. Thank you guys if you hit the like button. For those who sent super chats, it means more than you know. Thank you so much for supporting me and the channel and allowing me to do this. I love creating content. You guys are directly helping out with those super chats. So thank you all so much. I'm going to drop this link in the chat real quick. Or I didn't actually, but go subscribe. It's the link down below. The Unusual Couple podcast. Go check out the new episode. Check out the newest YouTube video, which just dropped today for both the podcast and here on Filmstock, a TV tier list. If you want to keep going for 40 minutes, I posted a 40-minute video on Filmstock today. So lots of content out there. But thank y'all as always for coming in here, hanging out. It means a lot. And stay tuned for more content coming soon. I'm probably going to have a short up tonight, actually. But that's going to do it for this live Q&A. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.